The Patriots just finished up drafting all the players to join their team from the 2025 NFL draft class, and it is safe to say that they had the best draft in the NFL this year. At the 4th overall pick, the New England Patriots selected Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU, and I think this pick deserves an A-, and there are a few reasons why it is not an A+. The first being the obvious, that they may have to move him at guard at some point in his NFL career if playing left tackle does not work out. Everybody brings up the short arms thing, looking like me with T-Rex arms, but it's real. He struggled at times against long-armed edge rushers, and it's noticeable on tape. Truly is one of his two weaknesses in my opinion. I do think he will make it as a left tackle. You don't just start as a true freshman in the SEC for no reason, but it is a concern. And number 2, we miss out on Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. There's nothing we could have done there, except not win Week 18. Thanks, Joe Milton. Good luck in Dallas. Seriously though, you're cool, but why'd you win that game? It's too late to really knock that, but it definitely does suck that we did not go in the 2 generational talents in this draft. Do I think Will Campbell's a draft now and don't overthink it kind of guy? Yeah, he's a blue chip prospect and nobody can tell me otherwise. So what is Will Campbell good at? Well, he's an insane athlete. Keep in mind, he is 320 pounds and ran a 4.98 with a 32-inch vertical. Just insane. He had a relative athletic score of 9.91. Guess where that ranks him in terms of all offensive tackles from 1987 to present day? 15th out of 1,507. Yes, 15th. He's a guy that you can rely on to block bendy edge rushers who may be able to get by other tackles, but because of his athleticism, they cannot outrace him. His power is insane, he has great pad level in the run game. Overall, his technique is really good for the most part for a young tackle. Also, when he was just 19 years old, he gave up 0 sacks in the SEC. Yes, 0. He went against future premier NFL edge rushers in the SEC and did very well against majority of them. I was watching clips of him going up against Jared Verse that are on the screen now. I will say I think he will lose against power rushers more than we expect. That is something with good coaching he can learn easily. I believe it has something to do with his narrow base. While he is strong, it can hurt him at times to have that base, but it's something that can be fixed, again, just technique and coaching. He did do well against Braden Fisk in that game, and he's not a flawless prospect by any means, but I really like what we got. A good blocker in both the run and pass, and a high character guy that is willing to fight and die to protect Drake May. When he said that, I shed a tear. He has that Mike Vrabel New England mentality that we need in the locker room. An absolute leader, was the figurative LSU number 7, because tackles can't wear 7. That is something LSU gives out to basically their best player every year. They had to give him a patch. Imagine that. Most explosive player is an O-lineman. He can't wear the number, so you give him a patch. Just wow. We're going to give him that same thing, but with a C in a couple years. But not a C grade. A- for Will Campbell. Round 2, pick 38, we took running back TreVeyon Henderson from Ohio State, and I love this selection. We missed out on Jaden Higgins, the presumed pick if he made it to 38, so we took a running back, which we were gonna on day 2 either way. He's a ridiculous athlete at this position, 4.43 speed, 38-inch vert, he has sure hands, national champion with 4,614 scrimmage yards, he's a home run hitter. What is there not to like? B+ for me. You get a guy who could take the load off from Andre, help Drake May out in the backfield, and is a known producer in big moments. TreVeyon Henderson is a good fit in the Josh McDaniels offense because of the passing game. He's a good pass protector and pass catcher, and Josh McDaniels loves those type of guys. I know we could have went with Mike Green or maybe a pass rusher, but we've improved our defense so much this offseason while barely adding above average or meaningful pieces to the offense outside of Diggs, and if Bradbury could be somewhat decent, so I love the pick. Then we took Washington State receiver Kyle Williams at pick 69 in the 3rd round. That's an instant A+. He fell a little bit, top 10 receiver in the class. Some say the best pure separator in the class, which the Patriots needed so bad. They got a guy who can get open with ease, just an explosive outside weapon who was 2nd in the nation with 8.4 yards after catch per reception, 17th in yards per out run with 2.53, 34th in average depth of target, and was one of the country's best deep threats. Just the type of guy we needed. A vertical route runner with a great twitchy release, good footwork, and can track the deep ball. Genuinely in love with this pick, easy A+. Then we have pick 95, which we got after trading down from pick 77 twice. I would say it was worth it given one of the picks I'm about to tell you about later, but we got Georgia Bulldogs center Jared Wilson, David Andrews' future replacement. Wilson ran a 4.84 and had a relative athletic score of 9.98, second of all centers since 1987. He's the best pure center in the draft. If we took him at 77, no one would have said anything bad about it. Hell, if we took him at 69, no one would have even been mad. If Doug Rowan and McDaniels can help him refine his technique, he'll be great and he could be a day 1 starter over Bradbury. A+. Next, at 104, we took Cal safety Craig Woodson, and this gets a C. An old safety, we reached, and I'm not sure where he fits on the roster. He ran a 4.45, but there were concerns of his true game speed before the 40-yard dash, and he lacks length. Again, guys, underwear speed is not the same as game speed. Just ask Xavier Restrepo, who currently, as I'm recording this, might go undrafted. But overall, this is not the best pick. New England traded back into the 4th round, sending 2 picks to the Seahawks for pick 137, where we took FSU defensive tackle Joshua Farmer, A grade. We did a lot of research on this guy, had him in for a visit, was clearly a player that they thought fit our culture and could make an impact. Developmental pass rusher from the inside with a good twitch. I like the process here, a good depth piece. Then pick 146, which we acquired in the pick 77 trade down. New England took LSU EDGE Bradyn Swinson. I like the picks in terms of value and talent. There were some pre-draft questions about his maturity, but who cares? He was considered a top 100 prospect, so this is insane value for New England. I wouldn't have been surprised if we took him at 104 or something like that. He was a productive pass rusher, having 8.5 sacks last season for the Tigers. I'll give this an A-. Solid pick overall and a guy who went against Will Campbell every day in practice. These picks back-to-back are great because they had so much depth at positions of need in just any type of pass rush at all, as New England was the worst team in terms of pass rush. Then pick 182, we took kicker Andres Borrengales from UMiami. I actually can't pronounce that. C+. I don't like drafting kickers, but in his collegiate career, he made 86% of his kicks, 94.7% in 2024, 75% of 50-plus yarders, and 99.5% of his PATs. At pick 220, New England took Missouri offensive tackle Marcus Bryant, a 6'7" long-armed left tackle who played opposite of Armand Membou last year. The pick is alright, but he did give up 18 pressures on 141 true pass set snaps last season. He'll compete for the backup left tackle role in 2025. He gets a C. At 251, we took Vanderbilt long snapper Julian Ashby, A+. Just kidding, I obviously know nothing about this, guys. I hope none of you do. Mike Kenny NFL, great channel by the way, and Bad Better would have made $625 if the Patriots picked him with the Mr. Irrelevant pick. But the front office said, screw you, Mike, we're taking him 6 picks before. Now Mr. Irrelevant, Memphis cornerback Kobee Minor at pick 257. Look, Mr. Irrelevant's not someone that's gonna make an impact majority of the time unless you're Brock Purdy. But he literally was one phone call away from being an undrafted free agent, which he should have been, because I'm going to give it a D. He's an undersized corner who did not get 1 interception in college. Easy, bad grade here. With that, the Patriots 2025 draft is complete. In total, New England made 11 picks, 5 offensive, 4 defensive, and 2 special teamers. This draft gets an A, it's as simple as that. Outside of 3 picks, the 2 special teamers and Craig Woodson, I liked every pick. TreVeyon Henderson could be RB1 to start the season, an explosive back that can really do it all. He can pass protect, catch the ball, and do things with the ball in his hands, make explosive plays, and was a productive national champion. Shored up the offensive line with 3 selections, headlined by Will Campbell, of course. Got a potential wide receiver 2 in Kyle Williams, an absolute deep threat and could go crazy with Drake May's arm talent and a healthy Stephon Diggs on the other side of the field of him. And some solid pass rushers to help bolster this already improved pass rush. Great draft from New England, and after the offseason moves they have made, I wouldn't be surprised if they squeak into the playoffs with 9 to 10 wins, and I'm being so serious about that. Really improve their roster, debatably the most in the NFL.